Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to our Aikido White Belt Bible series. In the second video of the series, we'll be going over bowing, sitting bow versus standing bow, where to bow and when, and why we even bow in the first place. To shed light on all this bowing stuff, we went to our national director, Lia Suzuki Sensei, to get her thoughts on it all. With over 35 years of experience in the art of Aikido, and as an internationally acclaimed Aikido expert, we figured she might have some good ideas on all this.
First of all, I try not to expect my students to be Japanese, so to speak. But I think some of these Japanese customs can remind us of some very valuable things. Bowing to each other before training together shows mutual respect and implies an agreement to practice a technique together in a sincere and respectful way. Bowing when entering and leaving the dojo and getting on and off the mat shows respect to the physical space, and perhaps more importantly, shows respect to the space you've created in your schedule to allow you to train that day. Students also say that taking that moment to bow when entering or getting on the mat is like hitting the reset button after finally getting to the dojo.
Our first bow is a standing bow when you walk into the dojo. This bow is done facing inward. Remember, we're bowing to our physical space, our training space, which we are grateful to have. So it makes sense to bow inward. When we get on the mat, we step on and sit seiza, this sitting style, right at the edge and bow to the front of the dojo. At most Aikido dojos, there's a scroll at the front with Japanese writing on it with a picture of the founder of Aikido, O-sensei. This is where some people wonder if this bow is meant to be religious. Again, we went to Suzuki Sensei for her thoughts on this.
I don't care at all if the students at my dojos treat this bow as a religious bow or not. But the most important point, in my opinion, is that the first symbol or kanji in the word Aikido is I. I means to harmonize or adjust. So in my opinion, it's important for Aikido dojos to be inclusive. If someone's religious beliefs prevent them from bowing on or off the mat, they have a right to do that. As long as my students train with passion, sincerity, and respect for the space, the training time, and each other, I feel like I'm succeeding in my teaching.
Another bow happens when you start or finish a technique. When sensei is done demonstrating a technique, she usually says, dozo, which means, please go ahead. We run to someone we want to train with, and the two of us do a sitting bow to each other. You'll hear the word Onegaishimasu, which the literal translation of is, I request. But a more loose translation is, please train with me. When sensei finishes a technique, we quickly do another sitting bow to each other to thank one another for the sincere training. The Japanese word you'll hear is Arigato, gozaimashita. At the end of class, we go to our partners and thank them, doing a sitting bow to each. When we get off the mat at the end of the night, we once again do a sitting bow to the front. And when we leave, we once again do a standing inward bow at the door. As is so often the case in Japanese culture, there are some gray areas.
What if sensei wants me to go get something off of the mat? What if she needs it immediately?
In a case like that, if you can do a super quick sitting bow, just do that. But if there's really a demand for speed, it might be appropriate to just do a standing bow and run.
Well, what if I'm training with someone that's 75 years old and doesn't do a seated bow?
Well, remember that thing about adjusting and mutual respect? Maybe that 75-year-old has excruciating knee pain. Just do your own bow and give them the respect they deserve for having more life experience than you.
And what if sensei wants to use me for a demonstration? What if she needs me immediately instead of first bowing to my partner?
Every sensei is different, but Suzuki Sensei and other AKI instructors like to keep energy high during class. So they like to transition from one technique to the next quickly. In a case like that, it's best to just forego the bow and run to take ukemi. So here's the bottom line. You're never gonna be reprimanded or punished for forgetting to bow or bowing at the wrong time, or if you said the wrong Japanese word when you bowed. But it's a way of showing mutual respect, which is one of the main tenets of Aikido training. Do your best. And the most important thing is to train and sweat. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a chance, please leave a comment in the comment section. We always love hearing from you. And remember, don't just watch these videos. Get on the mat and train. I'll see you there.